Furry fandom is just a group of people that love anthropomorphic animals and like to draw anthropomorphic animals and represent themselves through said art and characters.
So I accidentally came across the furry community online when I was young, looking at DeviantArt. It's just a website where people share their art. I just saw people drawing anthropomorphic animals and I was like, wow, that's cool, I want to be one too. And that was the start of that, pretty much.
My experience in the furry fandom has been wonderful and wild. I come from a background of anime conventions and a lot of different like anime and cartoon fandoms, and the furry fandom is a lot different. For example, at like furry conventions, it's a lot more like LGBTQ friendly than like a lot of anime conventions I've been to and stuff like that, so it was definitely an interesting shift to go between both of them.
So what made me decide to dress up as an animal? I don't really know, to be honest. I probably started wanting to dress up as an animal when I was like 2 or 3 years old, and I'd always want to be a cat for Halloween and all that funny stuff. For other people, I've heard people just like it because it gives them a way to express themselves in a character form versus just dressing up as a character that already exists.
My favorite thing about being a part of this fandom is the creativity. It's just endless. Because unlike other fandoms where it's like you're a fan of something that some other creator made, we're fans of our own creations. No one's out there making the furry content. We all are making the furry content.
I guess I just like the community overall, the furry fandom, you know, it has a lot of great people in it. Everyone's really accepting and friendly, and you can just talk to people and not have to worry about what they're going to think of you and all that sort of fun stuff.
I feel like there are so many stereotypes that are associated with the furry fandom. For example, there's the belief that it is a sexual thing, which isn't necessarily true because people will see like drawings on the internet, or like that's like one of the things that gets like really pushed by folks who aren't in the fandom, and I can guarantee that that's definitely not true. Also, considering that a huge portion of the fandom is children, so to put like this label on it that it's like a sexual thing is kind of weird.
I haven't personally experienced negativity or hate for being a part of this fandom yet, but I know it's out there. I know there's a ton of negativity. I see it every day online, and I see stories all the time of horrible things happening to people in the fandom, and it makes me so sad because we're just here to enjoy anthropomorphic animals and be creative. The negativity is pushed by media, and that's what people tend to focus on for some reason, but it's just not about that.
I've definitely experienced negativity towards me for being a furry. You know, people just saying like, fur fag, and all those stupid kind of things like that, and words I don't like, but it's something that at this point that I just brush off because I've been a furry for so long that I just don't care anymore, and that's what I suggest for everyone to do.
I feel like a lot of people have to deal with a lot of negativity based on the fact that they're a part of this fandom, and I probably haven't experienced it as much as some other folks have. However, I can say that it was definitely an adjustment period for my friends, even though it's like I already drew characters before and now they have ears and a tail, but like for some reason that was taking too far of a step for some of my friends.
I stay in the fandom mostly because of the art. I really love art, and as you can see I have a badge. I have a lot of art of my own persona just because I love to see people create things and I love to support them in their creativity, and I also just love the people in the community.
One of the most important things for me about this fandom is the freedom to express yourself through characters, because I love character design and it's something that I've always loved. I've been drawing since I was a little kid, and creating characters was always something that I did to help me cope with whatever was going on in my life. And so I feel like that translated really well into this fandom, because this entire fandom is based around creating a character or characters that represent you, and just like I said, you can express yourself through.
I'd have to say that my favorite experience I've had in the fandom so far is my first furry convention. It was a little overwhelming at first because there were just so many people and there's so much going on, but on my first day I made 2 friends and we hung out the whole time, and it was just amazing because I went not knowing anyone, and I went home having 2 for sure friends and having met tons of wonderful people. That was just absolutely fabulous.
I stay in this fandom because, for starters, it makes me incredibly happy. I stay because it gives me a place where I can be myself and there's absolutely no judgment.
It's about expressing yourself through a character and being you. So what if that means dressing up as a big purple cat? Good for you! That sounds like a lot more fun than hating on other people's hobbies.